I think I showed this in the video, but yeah, you have a right to travel. The states are 100% against your right to travel. All right. And before anyone goes and says anything, hold on. You have a constitutional protection to bear arms. Okay. You have a right to bear arms, and the Constitution protects your right to bear arms unequivocally. Okay, which means that there can't be, it says shall not be infringed. And an infringement means any kind of dampering, right, or lessening of a right. You can't do it. And what do the states do? They make people get permits to exercise their rights. And guess what the Supreme Court has called that? An empty formality. Check this out. All right, so this is off of the Supreme Court website. I'm going to go pull this up here, right here. Okay, this is the docket, and we're going to look at where's the PDF here? Dun, dun. All right, I'll have to go back. All right, and this is the opinion from SupremeCourt.gov, United States Supreme Court of the Supreme Court of the United States, Christopher L. Wilson v. Hawaii. So basically, he got arrested for wandering on private property, and they searched him, and he had a handgun, but not a license to carry one in public. So they arrested him and charged him for that. Okay, it says, the Hawaii Supreme Court's decision raised serious questions. For one, the court failed to address Mr. Wilson's contention that the Hawaii prosecution is inconsistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation as so defines the Second Amendment. Okay? It says, states have retained the authority to require that individuals have a license before carrying firearms in public. You see, that's what the state is doing. You see, this is what the state is doing. The states retain the authority to require that individuals have a license to carry firearms in public. So what are they saying? They're saying that they're going to infringe on your rights to this degree. Well, you have to get a permit first. Once you get our permission, then you can have one. No. The Second Amendment says that you have that right. If it's a right, you can exercise it freely. Okay? Now, this is where things get really, really good here, okay? Because when we go down, it says, where is it? It's over here somewhere. No, I think I went too far. Anyway, where is it? Maybe it's over here. I'll find. So, first point is that the state is saying that they have the right to regulate your rights, right? But the conclusion, all right, yeah, it says, we explained that the states cannot condition the individual's exercise of his Second Amendment rights on a showing of a special need. Okay, so that's what they're saying here. Okay, it instead stated that petitioner Christopher Wilson could not invoke Hawaii's regime unconstitutionality as a defense in his criminal proceedings because he never applied for a license. That conclusion contravenes the settled principle that Americans need not engage in empty formalities before they can invoke their constitutional rights. And there you go. We're talking about all constitutional rights. It doesn't say anything. It also says it will only reduce the Second Amendment to a second-class right. But the point is this, right? A right is a right, and you can exercise that right. And you do not need to engage in an empty formality before you can invoke that right, such as getting a license or permit to exercise such right. This has been the entire issue about the whole driving thing, because you have a right to travel. All right, and the states are 100% against your right to travel. Look, they're against your rights. This is a delineated right written in the Second Amendment. Okay, your right to travel is not in any of the amendments, but it is protected by the Ninth Amendment. The Ninth Amendment is where your right to travel is actually located. I don't care what anybody says. People say, "Oh, it tells you this amendment on that amendment." Bro, you guys need to read the Ninth Amendment. Period. Says the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. 10th Amendment is the states and the people. But 9th is just the people. And guess what that means? That means the people's rights come before the states. But what do the states do? The states use hired guns to enforce their rules and restrictions on your rights. You see that? That's how they get people. And most Americans, I'm going to say this to your face, most Americans don't have the guts or the gall to stand up against what's wrong. Okay? They want to live a very cushy, comfortable life where they just get to sit at home, watch their streaming services on their couch and eat their potato chips, okay? Or scroll on their phones, right? Oh, well, don't rock the boat, don't rock the boat. And then they get all up and, all upset when someone has, you have this right. And they go, you don't have that right. You don't have that right. Yes, you have these rights. And this is what I've been talking about. This entire time. You have these rights. It doesn't mean that the state's good. Well, shucks, you got that right. We're going to let you go. Bro, they throw people in jail for having guns without permits. They do. The states do this every day. It's insane. In what country do you have a law that's written that says you have a right to bear arms? And then in that same country, they throw people in jail for bearing arms. In what world do you live in where that happens? It's called a psychotic world, okay? You live in a psychotic world where you have rights and then people go to jail for it. Like there was a dude, and then this speaks volumes right here, okay? There was a dude, I think everyone remembers, like the Suburban Commando dude, right? It was like some guy, like some people were riding in his town. He came out with a gun, right? And him and his wife, and they came and arrested the guy, and it turns out he was a lawyer. And he goes, "Oh yeah, you know what? I did break this law, blah 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 blah." And so he had the guns destroyed. I'm like, this dude is not your friend. Right? He went out there protecting his home. He got arrested for it. And then he bowed to the state. That is your enemy right there. Because what did he do? He says, you know what? I did violate this law that you made about my rights. Right? What is the Second Amendment for? It's to protect yourself. When he felt he was in danger, he protected his home. Nobody came by his house. You watch the videos, if you know what I'm talking about, you saw people storming the town, and they left his house all alone. So it worked, didn't it? They didn't want to mess with that dude. People made jokes about him and stuff like that. They made jokes about his wife. I mean, these people were at home eating like dinner, and then people started storming their town. I would probably do the same thing. And if they came and arrested me for holding an arm, guess what? They violated my right to protect myself and my home and my family. And that means the state is against me. Why are they against me when I'm using my rights to protect myself and my family? Why does that make me a danger to the state? Go ahead, people, ask these questions. These are questions to ask. And the right to travel is a right that all 50 states refuse to recognize, because then they can't make any money. They can't make any. You know how much money they make from the DMV, from traffic tickets, okay, from the insurance companies? They make a lot of money. We're talking like $1 billion industry per state. You think they're going to give that up because you have a right? Let's be fucking real.